Hey everybody, it's me, Linda. Welcome to part 3 of our hip flexibility and stretch. So we're going to be going down to the ground, and that's where we're going to be starting. If you do have 2 blocks, that would be absolutely wonderful. So we're going to come down to the ground, and you're going to roll onto your back. Knees are going to be bent, and feet are going to be flat on the ground. Bring your arms up overhead. And I want you just to come up into a little bridge. So squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Drop your glutes back down to the ground. Lift it back up and bring it back down. So just opening up our body, getting into that stretch. Do one more. Oh, beautiful. Now we're going to bring the soles of, grab your blocks. Have those close by. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together and bring the knees away from one another into a reclined butterfly. So before we settle here, I want you to play with that diamond shape of your feet. Now you can bring your blocks right underneath either your calves, your thighs, your knees to bring the earth a little bit more. I want you to bring the arm up overhead and then bend at the elbow so you can grab each elbow. So you're making a square with your arms. And close your eyes. Soften your cheeks, soften your eyes, soften your forehead, and soften your jaw. So one of the articles that I was reading about hips and hip health and stuff was talking about when we're stressed, how we clench. We clench our jaw, but we also clench our hips. We hold a lot of stress in our hips. The article went on to note that a lot of our emotional being is held in hips and jaw, but held into your hips. That when you start doing, sometimes when you start doing hip exercises and hip opening, it can become emotional because you're letting go of much of the emotional stress that our body's been clenching in. So doing things like this wonderful reclined butterfly pose really opens us up nicely. We're going to hang out here for a couple more breaths. Now we want to hold these stretches and we don't want to pulse and push. We want to be passive and let our body open up when it's ready. So I'm just going to pull my blocks out a little bit and see if I got a little bit more space. So a good stretch for the groin as well. All right, bring your hands down nice and slow, down towards the side of your body, towards the side of your thighs, and use your fingertips just to slowly, slowly, slowly guide your knees back up into center. So knees back up towards the sky. We're going to go into a nice IT band stretch, but at the same time, those hips are going to be open. So cross your right ankle over your left knee. Use your right hand to guide maybe a little bit of opening into that hip flexor. As opposed to being here, maybe it comes out a little bit. But just back off just a touch. Take a nice big inhale. And on your exhale, I want you to slowly, slowly, slowly start to roll and drop the foot to the left. Now bring your block so that you can bring your foot onto your block. If you can reach with your ankle, your hand with your foot, holding on to that ankle and reach, you're going to get a nice IT band stretch. Now we want to keep that knee straight up towards the sky. Right hand is going to come up and over, nice and long. Back of the hand kisses the ground. So stretch for the side body as well. Couple of breaths. So again, are you clenching? Are you holding? Are you tightening? Try to find a little bit of a dynamic stretch here, that little edge, as we sometimes the yin yogis call it. But then just soften, let it soften, let your body find the muscles, find your connective tissues, go a little deeper. All right, take a nice big inhale, and you're going to bring your knees back up to center. Now slowly, I want you to roll up to sitting. So we want to have one foot, that foot still over top. Bring your block underneath that front foot. Bring your hands behind you. Now that top foot, let's point the toes towards our knee. Little seated swan. Couple of breaths. And then slowly start to roll yourself back down, coming onto the forearms. Hang out here, then pick up the foot. Unravel out of that. Roll yourself all the way back down. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. We're going to drop both feet down to the ground. Arms come down by the side of your body. You're going to press yourself up into that bridge. So press the hips up towards the ceiling, towards your sky. Drop it back down. Press into your feet, squeeze your glutes, take those hips, rise them up. One more. Bring it back up and lower it down. Nice. All right. We're going to take the left foot over the right knee. Then using that left hand, create a little bit of space, but little, right? Respectful, respectful, respectful into that hip flexor. We're going to go for that IT band stretch. So once again, bring a block close to the side of your body. Bring your arms out into a T. And then we're going to slowly drop over to the right, bringing the foot on top of your block. Reach your hand for your ankle, straighten that knee up towards the ceiling. Left arm comes up towards the sky, then all the way back. Now reach long. So you want that reach to come right from the side of your hip, up your waist, up your rib cage, and lengthen it. And then soften and breathe. Now when you soften, you're not coming right out of the pose because we want to stretch, right? So we want to hold that shape, but we don't want to be clenching and holding our breath. And we'll bring the hand back down. We're going to roll back up to center. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest. You're going to rock yourself up. So we're going for that seated swan. So a couple of options again. That block, lower foot can come down onto the block. Open up your chest. This side of my body is super, super tight. So remember I was talking about imbalances and how we compensate for one side or the other. I know that when I cycle, this leg stays clipped in all the time, and I unclip the other way to get on and off and come to stop signs. I guess I'm going to learn to do it both sides. All right, one more breath. Let's see if you can drop down onto your forearms. Lift the leg up. And we're going to untangle out of that. Both knees stay up in line with your spine, in line with your hips. Slowly roll back. Bring your knees into your chest. Kick your left leg nice and long. Bring that heel down towards the ground. Really hug the right knee into your chest. Can you hug it now? Move it from your chest over towards your shoulder. You're hugging in, but you're still breathing. One more breath here. All right, slowly let go of that foot. Take that leg nice and long. Bring the opposite knee into your chest. So should have told you this first, hugging either underneath, but if we reach down towards our shins, you don't want to grab the top of your kneecap, protect it. So we hug the knee into our chest, and then can we hug it towards our shoulder? And then we're going to bring the knee back in alignment, take that leg down to the ground. Bring the other leg, the other foot down to the ground, so both knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. Grab your block, and we're going to press up and bring the block on its flat part, so horizontally. Bring it underneath your lower sacrum, so that lower tailbone, not into your lower back. You don't want it digging. All right. Let's bring the soles of our feet together and come into a supported butterfly. So your arms can be any way you like. Sometimes I like just to go to cactus arms, so I get that stretch in my chest, start to open up through there from driving and texting. Take another breath. Bring your hands down your side. Bring the knees towards the ceiling. We're going to hug the right knee in, staying on that block. Take your left leg nice and long. And then can you walk the left heel out a little bit to the outside of your mat, still keeping both hips, both buttocks, sit bones onto your block. Then walk that foot back in, and let's switch sides. So right leg long, left leg comes in, hug that knee into your chest, bring the heel of the right foot down, and then just do little walks, little taps, bringing it out to the outside of your mat. Maybe it's a little bit past your shoulder height, hugging that opposite knee in. And then heel toe that back in. Bring both knees into your chest. Give them a hug. You're still on your block. Drop your feet down towards the ground. Knees are staying bent. Come back to that butterfly. So soften your face. Soften your jaw. Now soften your hips. Take one more breath here. Slowly guide your knees up with your fingertips towards the ceiling. Press into your feet. Lift your glutes. Remove that block and slowly, slowly, slowly come back down to the ground. Bring your feet wider than your mat. Drop both knees into each other and rest. And just bring your knees back up, roll over to one side. Bring your knees in line with your hips. Hang out here for a second. And thank yourself, say thank you. Thank you from your hips to your head for taking such good care of your body and giving yourself a nice hip stretch.